Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books. I love talking about them. I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that I have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars number 7 from 1984. Here we have Captain America, but we got a preview of what's inside as Titania fights She-Hulk. We got Spider-Woman, or the second version of Spider-Woman. We got Volcana. We got the Wasp. We got the X-Men fighting Dr. Octopus and the Absorbing Man. And, oh, that's Rogue. I'm sorry, I said the Wasp. And meanwhile, look at this. The death of an Avenger, the X-Men's greatest battle, and introducing the all-new Spider-Woman. So, this would be her first full appearance of the new Spider-Woman, cover here by the one and only Bob Layton. The inside, though, is done by Mike Zeck. And so we got the Human Torch here going to the new Spider-Woman saying, "Hey, who are you?" And she just casually says, "I'm Spider-Woman," as everybody runs toward her. I have a playlist with the first 6 issues. Feel free to check those out if you would like. All right. And the Human Torch says, "Hey, everyone, or look what I found." And the thing is like a girl. "Hello, everybody. I'm Spider-Woman." She just casually. And Captain America says, "You speak English. You're from Earth. But you're a different lady than the Spider-Woman we knew. How'd she get here?" And so Reed deduces, "The Beyonder used fragments of many planets to build this world. I assume you were on one of them." And Spider-Woman says, "The whole suburb of Denver. We just suddenly found ourselves here. Who or what is the Beyonder?" And Iron Man, by the way, this Iron Man is James Rhodes. He took over for Tony Stark. And so Iron Man says, "He's the dude that brought us here. Us and some heavyweight bad guys to fight. Guess he was bored one day." And Spider-Woman says, "I saw evidence of the fighting. That's the one reason I tracked you here. I want to help." And Hawkeye says, "What makes you think you can help us?" Hawkeye, who's a normal person. "Well, I'm strong." She picks up that huge boulder and she says, and Captain America says, "That you are, but..." And Spider-Woman says, "But you're worried that I'm a spy, right? One of the bad guys here to stab you in the back?" Captain America says, "No, I don't think Doom would bother with treachery. He's got too much raw power at his beck and call." And Spider-Woman, Spider-Man here, you can see a spider sense. "She tossed that boulder as easily as I could have. At least, I wonder if she sticks to wall too. I wonder if I can sue her for infringing on my shticks. I should have gotten a patent or a trademark or something," he says. So this Spider-Woman is Julia Carpenter, who I think is the new Madam Web now. They do not really give her origin at this time. They just kind of introduce her, and her origin has been revealed by now, but not during this series. If you would like to kind of find out more about her, you just go to that link that I provided in the description below. You can go in there, click on her name, and it'll give you her origin here. So Captain America continues, "Actually, miss, what I was going to say is that strength is not enough. Look, this little war is dangerous business." And Spider-Woman says, "I suspect that it's no less dangerous for the spectators, Captain America. I may as well pitch in." And Iron Man says, "Hey, what's that noise?" And Captain Marvel here, and Captain Marvel at this time was Monica Rambeau. "The ground's shaking, and as something big were rumbling toward us." And then suddenly we got this huge tanker thing here. and everybody disperses here. And Captain America throws a shield here, and you can see it kind of bounces back. And he goes, "Get the villagers out of its path. Move," he says. And the wrecker opens, and they're both, my goodness, green and purple. It's so overused. And he's got the wasp here. "Hey, you jerks, here's a present for you from the wrecking crew. Catch." And they throw the wasp. Now, they got to be about 2 stories high, 2 or 3 stories high, this big vehicle here. So they just kind of toss her. And she just lands in there. That is something. And so you can see She-Hulk and Hulk and Human Torch all kind of going toward her. And Hulk says here, "They must have found her out there somewhere, alone." And She-Hulk picks her up, and Human Torch asks, "How bad is it?" And She-Hulk says, "It's like she's been shot, and that fall, the way she landed." And Captain America says, "Get her to the healer's hut. Maybe she can do something." And She-Hulk puts her on this bed here. "She's not breathing. No pulse either. Saji, please help her." And Hawkeye says, "She doesn't dig the words you're saying, She-Hulk, but I think she gets the drift," as she speaks in her alien tongue. "If anyone can help her, it's Saji." And so Saji uses her healing powers. And She-Hulk is like, "Help her, Saji. Bring her back." And she walks out with her head down. Where are you going? Get back here and help. Do you hear me?" And Thor says, "No one can help her now, She-Hulk." And Hawkeye, and then pauses, "dead." So, and so outside here, oh, you know what? I didn't even go through the credits. I just said Mike Zeck. So this issue is also done by this Jim Shooter, and it's inked by John Beaty. So Hulk says they won't get away with this, and She-Hulk says they're going to pay all of Doom's toadies, especially the wrecking crew. And the Thing goes, "Let's go get him." And then Captain America says no. And he goes, "Now listen to me. While we're off getting even, what if Galactus starts to use that world-eating machine he's building at the top of that mountain? Then every living thing on this world, including these innocent villagers and all those people in the suburbs of Denver, will die. We've got to stay right here, ready to attack him. We may only have seconds to react when it begins," which I don't think it would do much. Why wait? Let's hit Galactus now, and we'll go crush those murderous scum," says Hulk. And Captain Marvel says, "Of course, attacking Galactus is a lot like suicide." And Hulk is like, "Bah, let's fight it out and see." So this is a smarter Hulk. He's got a little bit of Banner's intelligence, but he's still a brute. And Captain America says, "Maybe Doom's trying to goad us into slugging it out with Galactus." And Thor says, "Once the victor emerged, bone weary and bloody, Doom would attack, giving no quarter." And Hulk says, "But it's going to come to that anyway." And notice She-Hulk is going away here. And Captain America says, "Maybe, but we're going to wait and see. I want their hides as much as any of you. And I swear if we get the slightest chance, right now we dare not squander an ounce of our strength." And so, on the other side of the world here, we got the X-Men. So Wolverine says, "Watch where you're going, Summers. Those ain't sparklers out there." And Cyclops says, "Quiet, Wolverine. Professor X is communicating telepathically with me." And Professor X down here says, "It is remarkable that you, Wolverine, and Rogue were able to drive away 4 of Doom's most powerful lackeys. Well done, Cyclops." And Cyclops answers him telepathically, "Thank you, sir. Wolverine sustained minor injuries, for him anyway. No sweat, giving his recuperative powers. We'll be back at Magneto's fortress in approximately 82 minutes. Now, I say Magneto because that's the way everybody pronounces it, but it's Magneto. Let's be real. It's magnet. So that's the word, magnet. And if it was Magneto, he would have two E's. It's only got one E. It's Magneto. Just thought I'd point that out. That everybody has been mispronouncing his name forever. I don't care if Stan Lee, Chris Claremont, or everybody else called him Magneto. It's Magneto. All right, so Professor X continues speaking telepathically, and I love this inking and the black here. Oh, that looks awesome. He says negative. Change course and pursue Doom's task force. Nightcrawler, Storm, Magneto, see, and I are boarding a second Skycraft even now. And so you can see him going in there. We shall converge with you and intercept the target craft. We have a chance to trap the Molecule Man, Titania, the Absorbing Man, and Dr. Octopus before they can rejoin their allies. We must not let it slip away as they leave here. I love the magenta down there. So, all right. So now we have another craft here, another flying vehicle here. And the Absorbing Man says, "How's the wimp?" And Titania says, "Why? Don't tell me you give a rat's patoot." And Absorbing Man says, "Nah, just making conversation legs." And Titania says, "Well, let's see. Hey, Molecule Man. Hey, Milksop. Man, he's out cold." And Dr. Octopus says, "What do you expect, Titania? The way Wolverine sliced him open, he's lucky to be alive. You and the Absorbing Man had better see to it that he doesn't die, or Doom will have you disintegrated." And Titania says, "But he'll forgive you, huh, Octopus? Fat chance. Drive faster, jerk." So I don't think Dr. Octopus would take that, but so be it. I feel that Jim Shooter, as editor-in-chief, has an idea of how he wants these characters to behave, even though it's been proven that Doctor Doom really, I just can't see him accepting. Oh, by the way, I think he's eating a sandwich there. I just can't see him accepting, someone calling him a jerk without him responding. So, all right, now we're at the Doom base here, and we got Volcana and Claw here. And Volcana fell in love with the Molecule Man in just an issue. Remember, the entire Secret Wars takes place in about a week, a little bit over, between 7 to 8 days, or 7 to 8 to 9 days. So, and she's like, "Claw, my little Owie is hurt. He needs me. I've got to get to him." And Claw says, "I can't help you, my plump pretty. I'm mad as a loon. So, Enchantress, you're a sorceress. Could you use your power to transport me to my Owen? And she says, "Yes, but why would I, mortal?" And she says, "Because I need you to. I can't fly a ship. I don't even have a driver's license for a car. Ultron won't help me. He only takes orders from Doom." And the Enchantress says, "It takes much energy to transport a body as bloated as yours. I cannot be bothered." Man, everybody just she's just, I don't know. They're not dry. If she's meant to be fat, they don't really, I mean, she's not thin, but goodness gracious. And Titania says, "Please, I beg you." And Enchantress says, "How amusing. And next, doubtless, you shall try threatening me. If I do this for you, there will be, of course, a price." And she says, "Name it, anything." And Enchantress says, "Rash words, mortal wench, and later you shall deeply regret them," as she sends her out. And goes poof. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. So, she shows up there. Owen, yells Volcana. And Titania asks how she got there. I made a deal with the Enchantress. And Titania's like, what? Girl, ever since we were kids back in Colorado, you've done a lot of stupid things over a lot of wimpy mama's boy, but this takes the cake. And Volcana's like, oh, shut up, Skeeter. Oh, my poor cuddly wuddly baby. I'm here, darling. I'm going to keep you all warm and safe uh till we get home. Then Dr. Doom or somebody will make you better. And Volcana's like, geez, Volcana, the way you baby that twerp. By the way, it's Titania now, even to you. Got it? And Dr. Octopus says, whoever you all are back there, brace yourselves for evasive maneuver. We're under attack. And of course, here comes the X-Men. And so they ram into this. This one shoots at him, and here we go. And look at Absorbing Man. Nice evasive maneuvering, Ock. And Dr. Octopus like, shut up. He asked about Molecule Man, and she says, stable, not bleeding anymore. Oh, my poor Owie. Oh, my God. And Dr. Octopus says, excellent. We have time to kill these annoying dolts then. First time you ever said anything I like, Ock, says the Absorbing Man. Soon as I absorb the properties of these here rocks, I'm ready. And Volcana's like, I get the one with claws, because that's, of course, Wolverine who attacked Molecule Man. And so, here we go as the X-Men attack. So, I'm just going to sort of narrate this part here in the battle. There's really nothing per se that needs to be described here. So, you can see she punches Rogue away, Nightcrawler hits her, you see Cyclops hitting her with the optic blast and just ricochets off her. You see Absorbing Man hitting the what is that? It's just a ball and chain. Is that all it is? You know, and it's kind of funny. They used to use that on prisoners so they couldn't escape, but they had a little bit of leeway, and that's what that is. I don't think that's used anymore. But he hits that and causes those rocks to go at him. And he's wondering why Magneto's helping them since he's supposed to be one of them. And he's like, oh, whatever, you belong with these. And Magneto, whatever. He's up like, you'll pay for this insolence. So, and of course, Volcana is trying to go after Storm, and she's like, I'll hit you eventually. And Professor X is guiding her psychically. Storm, danger below. Try as I might, I cannot pierce our enemies' minds. The Enchantress has sealed them against me. I've got to concentrate on coordinating our attack. But the noise, the confusion, it's overwhelming as Dr. Octopus grabs her. And then here comes Wolverine. And Absorbing Man says, come here, run. But Wolverine's like, get out of my way. And he slices his arm. You're going to see how he puts it back later, but it's pretty cool. As Wolverine continues to go through. And, of course, Titania's like, you little slime, as she aims her power at Wolverine here. And so Cyclops shoots his I-beam at her. And they're going to... Professor X is like, oh, my gosh, Wolverine's still alive. So... And Professor X's Magneto aids Storm against Dr. Octopus at once. Storm, you must immediately create rain and frigid temperatures around Wolverine. Then Titania will then strike with all possible force against Titania. Hurry. And here comes Rogue, who hits Titania with that boulder here. And then throws it back at her. And, of course, there's Storm getting ready with her power. Look at Dr. Octopus. This is just hilarious here. Titania's like, this isn't working out. We've got to get out of here. Octopus, Titania, Absorbing Man, let's run for it. I'll cover us as she uses her power here. And they all have to cover behind the boulders here. So, which, by the way, Professor X says Magneto put them in there for them, so they get away. Um, and so they get away and they lost one of their ships, but Professor Sever says, we gained much. We coalesced as a fighting unit, passing our greatest test to date. And I think we proved ourselves beyond a doubt. And Storm thinks here, I think it was you, Professor, who were tested. And and though we did well today, I, for one, still have many doubts about your ability to lead us in combat. So, all right. And so this is kind of funny. I just love the perspective. This planet is so close to this star. It would melt. My God. This thing is just they and then they said in one of the issues that this was the size of a solar system, right? So, all right. So, inside is a Doctor Doom. He is trying to figure out how to take Galactus's power. So, Doctor Doom, as I mentioned, is looking for a way to take Galactus's power. But I love how Doom thinks of himself here. Uh, he's like, am I afraid? No, it's merely excitement. Fear is for lesser men. I shall press on. So Galactus continues building his thing, which of course is going to destroy this planet. I love his eyes. This is just beautiful. Beautiful art. Anyway, he is sensing Doctor Doom, and so he decides to get rid of him. And it says here, he seizes it and expels it. He is not gentle, satisfied, and so he continues on. Look at this. This thing would melt. I'm so sorry. I don't. This thing would melt. So, all right. So at the Doom base, here is everybody here back. And Titania says, Dr. Octopus, can you help him? He says, I'm a physicist, Volcano, not an MD. I'll take him to his chambers. Then he's your problem and Doom's if he ever returns. And so, Ultron, can't you do something? And Ultron says, there are alien medical machines in the central infirmary. I'm capable of operating them. However, I must have orders from Dr. Doom to do so. Come on, you know he'd want you to help. I only act upon orders from Doom because Doom fixed him. And Enchantress says, I could heal your little friend with but a wave of my hand for a price. You filthy, what do you want from me? And she says, why, nothing. You have already bargained away all you possess, foolish mortal. And she's like, witch, I'll kill you. She says, Marsha, don't make it worse. Just go take care of your man, okay? And Titania says, Volcana's my friend. If for some reason she likes that wimpy run. I'm tired, hungry. Right now, I'm going to eat, clean up, and get some rest. Then, unless he's all better, I'm going to tear your legs off and stuff it down your throat. So, all right. So, he puts his arm together. He's going to see if that works and see if he can absorb it and kind of put himself together, which he does. What if he would have put it in wrong? Anyway, it's sore, but it's in there. So, all right. And so they have the lizard here, and he's upset because of the wasp here. And so he's attacking, so they're going to throw him into that cell here. But Claw is waiting. So, all right. So the oh my gosh, this is Bulldozer, and he says, I'm tired. You guys go ahead. And so he's gonna go into his quarters, and all of a sudden there's a big hole here. And of course it is She-Hulk, and he's like, so he's gonna go and attack her, but she's pissed about the Wasp and begins to wail on him. And then here comes the rest of the wrecking crew. A pile driver, the wrecker, and another one. And so she sees the hole. So Titania's like, huh. Because, of course, she just wants to fight all the time. And sees She-Hulk. She has completely decimated the wrecking crew. So now we're going to have She-Hulk versus Titania, which is the first time they actually fight here, which actually drove the price of this issue up because this was their first confrontation. And you can see Titania is quite strong. Look at that. And so the wrecking crew are starting to get up, and here comes the Absorbing Man and Dr. Octopus. And they realize that it's only She-Hulk. The rest of the Avengers did not come. And she's like, stay back. She's mine. And Absorbing Man says, sorry, Legs. I'm in a mood to crack an Avenger's head. And so here is Enchantress here. She's a little bit bored here. She's thinking of Thor. Or perhaps she could conquer Asgard with Thor. And then suddenly, here comes Doctor Doom. And she's like, what happened to you, mortal? Have you forcibly linked our fates to your own? Now speak. I would know the significance of this. What jeopardy have you placed us in? What are our plans? And he's like, do as you will. It's over. Finishes. He lays in his bed while everybody else wails on the She-Hulk. And they go, she ain't moving. She's had it. Now what? And I love this panel here. Dr. Octopus says, kill her. Yeah, all together now, says Titania. And so we're almost done here. About 3 pages left here. Captain America keeps looking at Galactus, kind of just wondering about everything here. And Hawkeye calls him out and says that the She-Hulk's missing and that she's gone. And they should probably go find her. And he's like, we stay here. And Hulk is like, she's my cousin, Plas. Just let me go after her. He says, Hulk, I wish I could. But the answer is no. Love the screen tones being used. And he says, how about putting it to a vote? Because everybody's ready to go. He says, I would vote yes. Too many innocent lives are at stake here, though. Many more than the few people on this planet. We've got a universe depending on what we do here. We can't allow ourselves the luxury of making decisions with our heart. Very noble. Then here comes Colossus, who's in love with Zaji and Caesar, but she collapses. And he's like, you are so pale, barely breathing. Why? What has happened to you? He says here. Suddenly, Xavier comes telepathically to Captain America and says, the X-Men and Magneto are stationed only a few miles from your position. We are ready, willing, and able to help. If you wish, we will take up your vigil, freeing you to do what you must do. We shall counter-strike immediately should Galactus take action against the planet in your absence. And we will hold fast against him until you return. This I promise to you. Please accept our offers. And Captain America says, it's a deal. Thanks. And finally, Captain America says, listen up. The situation has changed. I'll explain later. For now, though, let's go get those butchers. And so they are going to go now and basically have a fight with the villains, which is what this is all supposed to be about. So, Secret Wars number 8 by Jim Shooter, Mike Zeck with John Beaty. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.